Suppose the IRP continues with the RP, there is no problem. In case
Shailendraji, in last meeting we had discussed this. At the time of filing the application, there must be some regulations to deposit the fee of the first month expense. Suppose if a court order for the 2 lakh rupee in home buyer case and 100 number of home buyers has filed the case, then how the IRP will collect that 2 lakh rupee?
The order will be passed only, in one application.
Sir, order will be passed.
It will mandatorily become part of CIRP cost now. So the money would remain same. What I mean to say is the money.
Shailendraji, practical issue. I am dealing in one of my case, a home buyer case. Court ordered for 2 lakh rupees. There were 65 home buyers who have filed the case. Now, every home buyer is saying that we will file the claim and proportionately you will collect us from 2 lakh rupee from all the 65 home buyers. So IRP सबके पीछे भागता रहेगा कि मेरे को फीस दीजिए 2 लाख रुपए, और यही ये रहे कि इसके अंदर if the regulation is such type that 2 lakh rupees shall be deposited before the admission of the case to the IRP, then IRP has not to move pillar to pillar for that amount.
नहीं, Khetan sir, ये तो totally ही against the spirit जाएगा. Why we are putting more burden on the applicants to put money?
Sir, applicant has filed the case. They are giving 5 to 10 lakh rupee to advocate, and they cannot give the 2 lakh rupee to IRP.
No. For the filing of application, it will be somehow, go against the spirit of the law.
At the time of admission, when it becomes necessary that the application is going to be admitted, at that point of time, it has to be mandatorily made that certain money may be deposited.
That's why we are saying that there must be a regulation before admitting the case, before ordering the case. NCLT has passed a order that 2 lakh rupee first you deposit this to this IRP account, then we will go in next hearing, we will admit the case.
Excellent, sir. Subject to the deposit of the amount, it should be admitted.
That is my submission.
Yes. So Pankaj, this is Shalini. I am an insolvency professional. I totally agree that it should be made mandatory to deposit a certain amount covering 1 month's expenses at the time of admission. In some corporate cases, in fact, wherein there is voluntary filing, the RP has insisted and he has also got upfront 1 month fees deposited. So it should be made the rule of the law.
This should be minimum 5 lakh rupees.
Sir, whatever is the suggestion, we can put before the IDPO.
Yes.
So, okay. Now, any point for regulation 47?
One thing, this for appointment of registered valuers, it should be 15 days to 60 days, I feel, because 30 days,
47th day, I think it is sufficient.
Because first 30 days, IRP is struggling for all these things.
No, so I think after that 17 days, appointment of valuer is not a highly concerned thing. You have to send the mail, ask for the quotation, and choose among the quotation.
Sometimes what happens, even AR appointment, AR is not appointed on time. Some
that is the main question.
Goes on. So that how are you going to meet the timeline?
Yes. That is the main question. Burden means on NCLT. NCLT has to confirm the appointment of AR.
Yes.
And NCLT usually takes 3 to 4 months.
Then what happened? Because you cannot conduct the COC as per Act. You cannot conduct the COC. However, as per regulation, you can.
Sir, as per regulation, IBBI has come with the clarification. You can go with whosoever has the majority vote in favor of AR. Along with that AR, you can conduct the COC meeting and the Act will not be invalid.
Without NCLT approval also?
Yes,
the Act does not say so. Act has not been clarified.
The Act has not said, but you cannot stop the CIRP process. No?
But the Act says that the language of the Act is contrary to the regulation. If you read.
Practically or theoretically is totally different.
The question is, which will supersede? Act will always supersede.
Obviously,
Regulation.
as per the legal terms, Act will always supersede.
So that's the problem. They say ki AR has actually what happened. AR also does not want to proceed further without his appointment at least being made. Say ki the home buyer have chosen you, but he says ki where's the court order. That also
Then you have to choose such type of AR.
No, you can't decide. You have given
No,
3
you
names.
can't
I don't
decide,
know
but
which
you-
kind of AR is chosen by home buyer.
You have to give the name of 3 now.
Yeah. You
So
can't
all
say
of-
you choose one, A, B, C.
Obviously, but all of 3 shall be of your confidence. Then you can say ki, it will take 3 to 4 months to confirm from the NCLT. But during that tenure, we have to conduct the COC. That things we have to manage.
The AR appointment doesn't take 3-4 months. It takes generally it has sometimes delayed by 1 week or 2 weeks, not more.
But depends. Case to case depends. Then if it is taking 1 to 2 weeks, then that should not be harmed. Any other point?
Pankaj, sometimes, the appointment of professionals and payment of fees to them, takes a lot of time by committee of traders. They are not agreeable to either fees or appointment of professional, etc. So there should be some stringent timeline within which COC needs to give the approval, or IRP or RP has to, get the consent from the COC members.
True. Sir, there must be a regulation to tame the COC. We have discussed it with IBBI also, and earlier we came to know that IBBI is coming with such type of regulation, but since last 1 year it has not come. So there must be someone who can.
So that's why I'm saying that some regulation or some amendment to the code or CIRP regulations we can recommend to the IBBI.
Right. So you are saying that there must be some regulation for taming the COC.
Yeah, correct.
Pankaj, this is Ravichandran.
Yeah.
See, I tell you my case actually. In this, see, I was appointed as IRP by an NBFC.
Okay.
That NBFC also now it is also in the CIRP. So it does not have money, and there is some RBI, intervention is there. So what happened is the court order was that to pay 2 lakhs actually. The first 2 lakhs was paid, but then in the 2 lakhs, the advertisement itself was about 1 lakh, nearly 1 lakh actually. Then the other small expenses were met, filing of NCLT fees and all. But now the company has gone, the directors have gone to NCLAT. Now to go I had to engage a lawyer to go to NCLAT, because NCLAT, what they have done is that to stay this, now this CRP itself is stayed. Now, who will pay this NCLAT fees and all?
Sir, it will be part of CIRP cost. Otherwise, you can represent before the NCLAT and take some directions from the NCLAT only.
I think my friend question is very genuine. It is with respect to the question that suppose he is representing as an IRP, you have to represent NCLAT. What will happen? Your effect.
It will be the CIRP.
No, I will not appear.
Sir, it will be the
I know the money is
CIRP
not
cost.
going to come.
It will be the CIRP cost only. And for specific direction, again, you have to move before the NCLAT or NCLT. It's irony of the IPs.
Of course, this is the irony.
Because the person who has filed that company is also under CRP, so they are not having money.
Sir, it's the irony. I have handled so many cases. That's why from my experience.
I'm conducting one home buyer cases where a lot of home buyers are there. You see, I myself have, my office have collated all the claims, verified the claims. We have not appointed any professional until I have confirmed. So I represented myself for appointment and everything.
Yes,
Until confirm, I have not done anything.
That's
now
why
I am appointing the things.
It's the irony of the.
This is what exactly happens, na? Suppose you appoint a council, the council will say you say if suppose you are not confirmed, they don't pay fee to the council.
Practically bank COC says कि advocate तो 5,000 में आ जाता है. अब उनका जो बैंक का एडवोकेट होता है उसको DRT का नॉलेज नहीं होता, NCLT का कहाँ से होगा नॉलेज?
उस तरह की बातें करते हैं. He's right.
That's why I'm saying it's a practical problems, practical issues, and we have to manage. We have to move along with the flow of water.
If you see all 3-4 orders,
that's only I can say. Anyway, Regulation 28.
I have a suggestion, sir.
Yeah, please. Transfer of
Regarding that appointment of AR, it should not be with adjudicating or that can it be left to the resolution professional itself, or to the COC?
in my view, that see, IBBI has asked for the amendment or suggestion in CIRP regulation. Because when you are going to amend the act, then you have to pass through the parliament only.
Okay.
But under section under IBC provision, regulation can be amended by the IBBI. Or, right.
Okay.
So Nikita, next 28, transfer of debt due to creditors. Any suggestion? Then there is no suggestion in regulation 28. Then regulation 29. Sale of assets outside ordinary course of business. This is the very point of you can say litigation. Sale of assets outside the ordinary course of business. Any suggestion? If suppose any company is closed since last 4 or 5 years, then what assets shall be considered under an ordinary course of business? And in most of CIRP cases, 90% companies has been closed since last 4 or 5 years.
Absolute current asset should be sold at the earliest.
Obsolete तो सर 5 साल में कुछ बचता ही नहीं obsolete वाला चीज.
तो current assets को फटाफट बेच देना चाहिए.
So that is, but regulation says outside of the ordinary course of business.
Pankaj, first of all, this 10% limit should be removed.
तो चल ही नहीं रहा ना.
10% removed. 10% limit should be removed.
Right. Right.
This is too less. This is too.
If we are going to remove this 10% limit now, so sometime what happened, the professional may not conduct in the manner they should have conducted. You see, that is the problem.
Exactly.
It will become arbitrary now. You will sell the property any rate.
A sale of assets under this regulation acquires 66% of the COC. The COC is there. How can you just blame the RP there or IRP there?
Sir, then in my view, in that case, the intrinsic value of the corporate debtor will be finished, and then no resolution will come.
Yeah.
If we remove the 10% of limit, then intrinsic value of the company will be finished. So my question is, what is the meaning of ordinary course of business if company is closed for 4 or 5 years? And theft is going on due to the security agency and all.
Sir, I have one thing. This is the outside the ordinary course of business. So current assets and everything is the normal course of business that may be permitted. Now, all other assets are usually encumbered, so that cannot be covered in this. What is covered is what in my case, I think if I the scrap. And when I tried the scrap to be sold, COC not approved, say that but it was a long process and all scrap was reduced in the value. And we have to wait, and approval never came. So we have only assets available in this regulation is scrap or such other useless thing, because all fixed assets are encumbered that cannot be sold. Other current assets are can be sold in the normal course of business. So remaining the scrap or such other thing. And if they are such in scrap or other thing, this 66% is not required. And I am not in favor of the increase the 10% limit, because such assets are already less than 10%. Even with or without this 10%, remaining assets are always 1 or 2%. That is my view. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I have one scenario where, sir, can I go ahead?
Yeah, please, Ranjita.
Sir, I have one scenario where I am dealing with the case. Neither it is an asset nor they purchase. They are not the title holders. The company is not the title holder of those property. But they have declared those as an inventory as a P&L account.
Okay.
So the scenario is the company has taken a development, a residential and a commercial complex from the different owners. It is a plotting project. It is a 170 plot owners were there. They have obtained a development agreement individually, not in a collective way, proposing that they will accumulate all the they will make the consortium of all the owners. But in the process, in the due process, they have not done any title document, any DGPA registered document, only a simple agreement has been made by some part of the landowners. And where, because of that landowners, and they have paid some amount of advance amount to some properties, some of the plot owners. And this company has went into insolvency. They have declared as an inventory. What is the status of this property?
No, ma'am, that property doesn't belong to them.
Yes, sir.
Not under the ownership. It's not under the ownership of that company.
Yes, sir. But the thing is, all these owners are exploited. This belongs to, and they are declaring, they are going for is there any NOC required from NCLT? Whether these owners, these plot owners can go ahead and have their own project with some other developer.
Okay. No issue. So in that case, you can take the direction from the NCLT.
So what kind of a petition we need to file before the NCLT? Because neither
that we can discuss out of this forum. You can connect.
This is sale proceeds, because once they have declared as a inventory of
that we can discuss outside of this forum.
Good evening.
Yeah.
I just
Pankaj, what I mean to say is that this 10%,
morning I spoke to Mr.
10%
Sitaraman.
value should not be linked to the, total claims admitted. It should not be linked to the claims value.
They cannot, they are linking to the inventory, not to the claims. How come their inventory, if they are not having any title over the property, they cannot make such a declaration of an inventory?
Sir,
it will not be a part of the inventory, madam.
Yes, that cannot be a part of an inventory.
It cannot be a part of the inventory. Simple.
Yes, but they are misleading all the landowners, making a litigation, and so how to resolve that issue? This cannot be part of.
For that, you can do the forensic audit, and by your forensic auditor, they will mention that the treatment under the balance sheet are not as per the accounting standard. So that should not be.
What is the proper jurisdiction?
That should not be the part of the inventory.
Then in that case, sir, which is the proper jurisdiction? Whether it is a NCLT or the respective
NCLT is the proper jurisdiction.
NCLT.
Yeah. Regulation 30. Assistance of local district administration. I think there must be at the time of admission of the matter, when the adjudicating authority mentioned that there is moratorium and all, in that order only itself, there should be a direction to the local administration for support of the IRP.
Correct.
So that time of the IRP can be saved by filing a petition and waiting for the instruction from the NCLT.
Apart from that other thing, other thing also be added. One more thing has to be added in one more suggestion is there.
Yeah.
There are certain cases where the directors are in jail. So the problem is that you want to actually talk to them.
That covers under 19.2. This is local administration. Local administration.
19.2, no, I understand. In 19.2, there is a difference. In 19.2 does not cover. 19.2 is for seeking assistance. 19.2 is for non-cooperation of suspended director. That's a different thing. What I'm saying is different thing. I'm saying is that this order, apart from 19.2, what happens, when you want to interrogate somebody, say for example, you want to seek assistance from a director who's in jail. So how he'll be produced before you? How he'll come? So there has to be some mechanism by which he can be produced to you.
For that case, you have to visit the Tihar jail.
No, that's a different one.
Mr. Pankaj.
Why should IRP visit Tihar jail and etc.?
But that is the only way.
That is the only way
That
for
is what
getting the
exactly we want
assistance.
regulation. We want something to be added. Now we don't want to burden ourselves. We want to unburden ourselves.
Sir, this is the
But
security
that cannot
purpose.
become
Also, you
under
cannot call
regulation.
anyone from the jail at your office. No?
Otherwise, IP shall have the power of the civil court and all that.
Pankaj sir, there is a risk of security also. You cannot call a prisoner to your office.
Yes. That's why I'm saying no court will allow this.
Mr. Pankaj, my suggestion is,
He cannot call
One by one, please, one by one.
Mr. Pankaj,
Mr. Shetty. Yeah, Mr. Shetty.
Mr. Pankaj, my suggestion is,
Yeah.
the NCLT in the admission order itself,
Yeah.
they should give a direction to the district administration and the district police.
Exactly, that is my suggestion.
And this
Excellent,
is
excellent.
you and I discussed with the NCLT member.
Yes. That is my
Excellent.
suggestion.
Bangalore, in
This should
Bangalore,
be the
they are
note.
not listening to that one. But that is
Direction, sir ne jo bola, directions are all okay, but whether how much time they will take to follow that is also an issue.
During the CIRP,
in one of my cases, valuation was ordered to the DM. It was a very different case. Sir, DM ने 3 महीने ले लिए, 3 महीने ले लिए, उसने कुछ एक्शन नहीं लिया उसने.
Sir, admission order के साथ में जो directions है
When
ना,
19 application is not decided and entire CRP is over.
That is case to case basis. That is case to case basis. Even we can give the suggestion to the IBBI that district administration or police authority, local administration shall help the IRP in due time whenever he requires.
Yes, like in case of appointment of liquidator by the High Court, they have inherent power to approach the district administration.
Sir, in High Court, the CLB persons shall be appointed as the liquidator. So they are the government employees, and power can be any power.
That is
any
okay,
power
but
can be vested. But we as the individual cannot take such responsibility, or rather we should not take. We should not take such burden.
Sir, here the agony is this
But
landowners
while
are
performing that job, we have that responsibility.
Sir, that's true, but unnecessary burden मैं avoid करता हूँ कि I will suggest कि not to take. Why to indulge yourself in unnecessary litigation with so many persons? That's the thing. Yeah, 30A, withdrawal of application.
Pankaj, one more thing is that the admission order should contain the directions under 19 also and 30 also, both.
Sir, 19 तो रहता ही रहता है.
No, but directions should be given under 9, so that there is no need to go under 19.2, or there should be a general direction to the directors to cooperate, etc.
It is already mentioned in the Act and everywhere, but even then they never cooperate. That's why 19.2 is the provision. 30A, withdrawal of application. Any suggestion? Sir, in my view, there must be withdrawal shall be allowed even after
Constitution of COC.
Constitution of the COC. In many cases, many NCLTs has allowed. Or when the promoter, this IBC should not be the recovery mechanism. And the main purpose of IBC was to resolve the thing. So even after forming of COC, it's my suggestion that withdrawal shall be allowed even till the approval of the resolution plan.
And one
Till
other
approval,
suggestion
it should
of
be
mine
there.
is there. Can you note down one of my suggestion is that once the email has been received by the IRP that they are going to settle the matter, the IRP should not proceed. What happened in one good company, the IRP, despite having the settlement proposal sent to them, he went away to publish the same before the newspaper, etc. So it takes away the reputation, everything. So once this proposal has come, both have settled the matter, have desired their settlement, the IRP can stop for time.
Sir, I differ in this your suggestion because every coin has two faces. If promoter on very first day said that I am going to settle the matter.
Not on promoter, on applicant suggestion, not promoter.
Suppose applicant makes hand in glove with the promoter and he says, yeah, I am going to settle, corporate debtor is going to settle my matter. Kindly don't publish the form in newspaper. But after 3 days, IRP came to know that there is no such matter. Then the timeline of IRP has been finished.
No. In what I suggested in my case, not only the email, the very first they have entered into the agreement and sent the agreement that we have settled the matter.
Sir, unless and until there is not anything before the NCLT, we cannot take.
You cannot deviate from the timelines. No?
Yes. We cannot take cognizance of such private agreement.
Also, payment of the costs.
Exactly. Any suggestion for withdrawal?
In such situations, a mention can be made before NCLT, or there are situations where we have filed writ petition also, where NCLT and NCLT were closed.
That option is always
So
available.
options are always available rather than IP taking the responsibility on his head.
Yes. I think there is other suggestion on 30A.
For withdrawal, I don't see post COC, because once the COC is formed, it is a resolution of all the creditors, and unless it becomes like a representative suit, and thereafter, if resolution is to be withdrawn, it has to be with the consent of all the creditors.
If suppose accounts are not NPA, if accounts are not NPA in any banks with any.
But there are other creditors also. It's not merely bankers. You are then taking care
there
of
are
all the
other
creditors.
creditors. But all are agree.
So what about during liquidation?
90%
If all agrees, then it is possible. If all agrees, then definitely it should be possible.
Regulation says before the COC, 90% before the COC.
No, sir.
That's where I'm coming. That if COC merely decides, then what
stand
happens to the other creditors?
90%
Before the
COC,
claim belongs to the operational creditors. COC component or the financial creditor have very small component, and that can be settled anytime by the
90% of the COC, not all the creditors. Before forming of the COC, no question of 90%.
The Section 30 are two parts. A and in which first part, when COC has not been formed, then withdrawal can be possible. After formation of COC,
90% of the, yes.
That can be withdrawn at any time. Before approval of the registration plan.
There are NCLT cases
that can be withdrawn before approval of plan.
Yes. Yes. So that should be provided in this regulation specifically also.
This is provided, sir.
Yeah, that is my understanding also, that even after COC formation, it is allowed, subject to 90% COC members approving. There are various judgments also where
that is there.
The regulation says itself. It says regulation itself says 90%.
Yeah.
Go to 12A, na?
12A.
Yeah, 12A, regulation 12A made. Sir, that is the main thing. 12A and 30A.
Regulation 30A.
Regulation 30A and 12A.
Yeah.
Kindly read both.
There is judgment. The application on section 12 during liquidation.
Also, Pankaj, one point is from my side is that while flexibility should be there to withdraw till the approval of the plan, at the same time, there should be something on the lines that if there is any settlement proposal from the promoters, it should be only given before the approval of the plan by COC, because we see that in some cases, promoters are coming with a plan even after a plan is approved, and challenging that plan on various grounds and giving their plan.
It's just wasting of time. It's just wasting of time. Even the Honorable Supreme Court has mentioned it in many matters. Once the resolution plan has been approved, then promoter cannot. Though Ultratech Cements ka decision tha, that is there, that was not in favor of this.
No, after approval, not possible, before approval. It can be.
Anyway, regulation 32.
Pankaj sir?
Yeah.
Sir, should there be some option to file for withdrawal by other creditors also, not by the applicant itself? Because
No, that is
It's
not
not possible.
possible.
It cannot be done. Applicant
That
is
is
taking
not
all this.
possible.
Sir,
That is 31 CIRP course. This is the main thing. Every IP should emphasize on this.
sir, sir, is it say suppose the matter is being settled within 3 days. So whether in that case also RP has to continue with the paper publication. There is something
Yes,
should
sir.
do.
Our IRP has to, unless and until there is some stay from the NCLT.
Okay,
You
this
have
is
to
affecting all parties also.
Yes,
That is
yes, you have to abide by the timeline. Otherwise, IBBI will take a disciplinary action against you.
yeah, that is true, sir. But it is affecting all the party. They are coming within 3 days for a settlement.
But,
Still
sir, this is not your concern, na? This is their concern. If within 3 days of admission they are coming, before admission they could not settle the matter, then what happens within 3 days?
प्रैक्टिकली अपॉइंटमेंट होने के इमीडिएटली आप एडवर्टाइजमेंट रिलीज कर दीजिए, इस पे कोई थॉट लेने की बात ही नहीं।
Yes. Regulation 31, CIRP cost.
RP role is not for any negotiation.
Exactly. You should not be. You should be independent.
No negotiation for
Insolvency regulation process cost. Regulation 31.
This needs more clarity rather. Many apprehensive.
Not only more clarity, it needs to be something mandatory because sometimes the money does not come. That is the most important part.
Please give suggestion what type of clarity you people want.
Yes, the kind of, say for instance, in one matter, the COC has ratified the amount of the fees and expenses. On the basis of that said ratification, I have taken a go down on rent.
Okay.
For keeping the files and etc. I have paid rent go down on my part. The money, my monthly fee has not been given. That has not even been given. The problem is that when you go to the NCLT say go to the IBBI. If you go to the IBBI, the problem is that IBBI come up with a different kind of a, you see it becomes very difficult also. So there has to be some mandatory things which covers all the once it is ratified, it has to be mandatorily given. There has to be something which come to protect us. That is the problem. Even after ratification, money does not come, then what will happen?
Say we can put in this way, the burden should be on COC to clear the dues within 7 days of producing the bill.
Correct.
Correct, sir.
Yes, sir, burden is fine, but there should be a
in that case, in the case they are not doing it, there has to be some interest.
Yes, sir, जब पहले का पैसा नहीं मिल रहा तो interest कौन देगा?
I have one
There has
suggestion
to be
here.
18% interest in case they are not.
My point is there must be some binding force to the COC to pay the cost when it is ratified by the COC already.
Sir,
Otherwise penal provisions.
Sir,
I have one additional point.
I tell you one of my experience in my matter. There is only one bank. They paid me CIRP cost for 1 year, right? Then the management journal office and some officers got changed. Then for next 8 months they did not pay. Then I had to file the application before NCLT. NCLT gave the order in my favor. Then bank went to NCLT. Then I have made the party to chairman of the bank. Then bank released the amount. So you had to do the extra effort. You have to make the MD or chairman to the party. Then only bank will come to the picture.
No, sir,
There are two parties.
penal
One part
provisions
is the ratification and the other part is the release of that amount.
When in every case, you also become a party. Where then it becomes for recovery of fee and for everything you have to become a party. It becomes also very, very
cumbersome process and delayed. Quite delayed.
And delay not only causes a delay, lot of delay, huge delay.
Inordinate delay.
This is the reason why the senior IPs who have cleared exam in 17, 18 are not ready to take any assignment now.
Sir, I have one
I
point.
have one more suggestion.
here you have two stages. One is the ratification and other is the release of that amount. Ratification, I would suggest whatever is the minimum criteria set out by the IBPI, they cannot deny that. For example, for fees, there is a guideline that these are the minimum fees which is required to pay, and COC should not deny at least that much fees, and that should be immediately released. Rest of the amount they can have the liberty to ratify to what extent they can do it.
Under Regulation 31, we can mention that burden on COC to clear the bill within 7 days, as and when produced by the RP or IRP.
And
that will be the most of us are
interest.
Sir, most of us are MSME as per the definition, and if we are registered in MSME, the rate of interest for the delay payment as per MSME Act should also be applied here. And it is actually applied, no other law is required.
You can demand, sir, you can demand.
No, I am not demanding. Actually, if we are registered in MSME, it is actually applicable, but whatever it is, it needs clarity in our case.
But you have to make it clear that we are registered with the MSME and you have to make our payment within 45 days. Otherwise,
my additional suggestion is that using that MSME logic, we can suggest a general interest here.
Okay, fair enough. Now 31A, regulatory fees. Any point of suggestion? कुछ कम करवाना है, बढ़वाना है?
Reduce कराना सर.
We cannot say anything on this point. Right? Essential supply 32. I don't think there is any point of suggestion.
No suggestion.
And cost of 33 IRP. Here we can make a suggestion that IRP cost shall be paid within 7 days of completion of the IRP process.
First COC.
First COC, within 7 days of first COC. Within 7 days of first COC.
Within 7 days of first COC, yeah, right.
Right. 34 RP cost.
Here I want to make one point, sir.
Yeah.
In some cases, what happens? Operational creditors make the application, and financial creditor says you have to get the money from the OC, and OC does not pay.
No.
Then what action can we do, and how can we recover the money?
COC is also benefited. Financial creditor is also
financial creditor does
benefited.
not pay. But we are not the applicant.
They have to pay.
Yeah.
But the benefit of CIRP goes to all, na?
Yes,
so they have to pay.
yes.
They cannot say that.
But Act given no option to COC whether ratify or not.
Yeah.
If not ratified, then applicant.
Sir, here he is raising a very valid and genuine point, which most of IPs are facing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Here in 33, we should suggest the cost of IRP, whosoever has filed the application.
This suggestion should be made, sir.
Yeah, whosoever had filed the application, COC has to bear the cost.
Bear the cost, whether it is OC or FC, but whoever.
Yes. That's a very valid question.
And logic is simple that if COC is getting benefit of this such IA application.
Right.
Sir, COC has to bear, sir, because all the members are getting the benefit. Simple.
Yes. 34.
Sir, regarding, I am Nair from Cochin.
Yeah.
Regarding this, all this we can put, but what is if result doesn't come up, what happens? Because we are bound to be time bound the process. They will not pay the money. Penalty we have to pay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
So we can suggest within 7 days or within 1 month, whatever it is. If not happens, what IP or RP or liquidator can do?
Right.
There is no
So
code of
that
conduct
must
for
also be
bankers.
covered.
That's why we have mentioned that regulation for the COC shall be there.
Resolution? No. Come again, sir.
Regulations for COC shall be there.
Correct.
There must be some regulation to tame the COC. That
Yes.
we have discussed also.
To ensure that it will be paid for the smooth operation of the CIRP or liquidation process.
Right.
So
Then-
that must also be covered, sir, please.
Yeah, 34A, 34B.
Rather check on
See,
COC.
Pankaj, I suggest timeline should be given in 34 also.
Okay,
Timeline should be there in 34 also.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Within 7 days only. Let it be.
Timeline.
Let it be the same.
Within 7 days.
होना
Of
चाहिए.
every month.
Failing which we have not mentioned under anything in both regulation. Failing which what will happen?
34, 34A, 34B. Even 34B timeline should be there.
Yes.
And if he fails, that's all what we are
Failing which
asking.
what will happen?
Yes.
That is the issue, sir.
That is the
Unless
issue. That regulations for COC shall be there.
there is no such code of conduct
Pankaj,
for the
my point is
COC.
that within 7 days, the payment has to be released. That you have noted down everywhere. This suggestion you have taken, well accepted. But the point is, other suggestions and my suggestions is also, somebody else has also suggestion, some of our colleagues. Failing which what will happen? They are,
There should be a code of conduct for
in 7 days, they have
COC
not
also.
done so.
Sir,
So there
it's a
has to be
practical
some-
issue. It's a practical issue. IRP, RP has raised the bill and paid the GST from their own pocket. And we are not getting the payment. GST अपनी जेब से भरना पड़ा और payment भी नहीं मिला हमें.
So then failing, that has to be.
Yes,
that is what exactly.
there should. That's why I'm saying there should be some regulations to tame the COC for timely payment, for timely decision. Otherwise, the whosoever representing the COC shall be responsible for that.
Sir, one more. In
And
most
there
of
has to
the
be
real
interest
estate,
clause also. If 7 days they are not making, there has to be interest clause.
yeah,
So
okay.
one
Second,
problem which is being
sir.
faced by me is what is happening. I am raising the bill on the FC and they are deducting TDS in the name of the CD and depositing the same to the government. And when I am asking them to reimburse the amount of TDS, they are telling that we have already deposited it to the government. We will not be paying that amount.
No. You can file the application for this, sir.
NCLT.
Yes.
Sir,
See, वहाँ कहना नहीं चाहिए. जो भी बैठे रहते हैं उनको तो ये लगता है बैंकर्स को कि IP is getting fee for doing nothing.
ऐसा ही हो रहा है sir.
That's their attitude, sir. Anyway, now regulation 35.
क्योंकि मैं तो यूको बैंक गया था, वो कहते हैं सारे IRP बदमाश हैं, ऐसा मतलब.
Yes, that's why I'm saying ना. सर मैंने यूको बैंक के चेयरमैन के अगेंस्ट ही एप्लीकेशन लगाई थी, then only they came to pay my fee.
इसीलिए कह रहे हैं कि सब बदमाश. आपके एप्लीकेशन.
Sir, regarding this, one more in the case of real estate assignments, but who will be raised proportionately only by, proportionately by all or only by secured creditors? That is one of the major problems.
Obviously, that will be in proportion to the COC members.
Correct. But they are having majority and they are not paying. We ask them within 7 days, they will not pay. So what is that clause? Please request to include relating to that also.
Sure. Then resolution plan 35, fair value and liquidation value. Any point?
It is all very well covered, I think.
I think there should not be 35, 35A, 36.
This is always good.
36, it's all correctly covered.
In 35.
Just one thing on valuation. If the CIRP is extending, say, more than 1 year, 2 years, there should be a provision to get the valuation done again.
Yes, the valuation shall not be less than more than 6 months old.
But
everything cannot be covered under the regulations. No? It's the decision of the RP or COC. You have to take the decision wisely. Circumstantial things are there. Industry to industry things differ. So it's a decision of the wisdom of the RP or COC.
In my opinion, ma'am, you can take it so you can let's take a decision to get the
36A invitation of expression of interest.
Okay, thanks.
Pankaj, one small thing.
Yeah.
Sir, in respect of liquidation value, fair value, whether liquidation the valuation reports providing to the COC members may be the better option, in my opinion. Because tomorrow there will not come any issues. This is not done, not
with confidential of undertaking. You can share the.
Sir, I don't think
It
you
is
can
already
share at
there.
any point of time. Sorry to interfere. You cannot
share.
disclose the value unless the plan is placed or plan is approved. Because the values are known, any FC, n number of FCs will be there in COC. He can also bid. Knowing the value will not be the fair value that they will be quoting for the resolution. So it should never be disclosed.
You are very much right. You are very much right. And of 99% cases, the valuation leaks from the financial creditor side of only.
okay.
But again, we have to be the part of the game. What they are doing, they are killing their spirit. And we have to make our ethics high. We cannot bound now. It might be possible that your staff can leak the things. So we cannot make the regulation on everything. So that's a check and balance we have to create. Even after giving the confidentiality undertaking, if they are releasing, then we cannot say anything.
Sir, Pankaj sir,
regarding the valuations, there is a provision that the COC or somebody can recommend for a third valuer, even if there is no substantial difference between them and based on international valuation standard. But if they are specifying or requesting for a specific valuer,
No. That's your duty to say big no.
Yes, but I'm saying it should be included in this this discussion paper. That's what I'm saying. It should be in such a way that it should not be for the benefit of that. There should be. It can suggest to 2 or 3.
No. It's the duty of the IRP to be strong.
Yes.
What happens? VIP thinks that if we did not cooperate with the FCs and if we will not work as per their convenience, then it might be possible they will not give new case to us. So that tendency should be avoided.
No, even 27(2) also section. What is the independence?
That's why I'm saying that you should be independent.
Well, sir, that is another major. Solomon's swallow always on your head. Where is the independence?
Sir, you have to create your independency.
By myself or as per the law?
As per the law, you have to create your independence.
Anyway, where is the
Pankaj,
yeah, Pankaj sir. Pankaj sir, one point.
Substantial.
Kabir,
yes, sir.
Mr. Kabir is there. Yeah, Mr. Kabir.
Yeah, sir, we are discussing about that all these regulations, whatever suggestions and the brainstorming we are having here, and we'll put forward the suggestions there. And if those are really not, really not honored in the real life, when we practice, what happens? So there people, more than one of our professional colleagues spoke about this COC, being there has to be a code of conduct for COC.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
We see, sir, and that is so important, sir, to really get these things to be.
You are very much right, Kabirji, and I am 100% agree with you. And since last 2 years, we are suggesting this to IBBI.
Sir, 23rd June, sir, there was a news item in Times of Economic Times where IBBI is working on the COC papers, and they had invited comments from the stakeholders.
Do you think the IBA Banking Association will allow?
And IBA, sir, has their senior people have said that this is not going to help us, and we are not with this kind of COC.
That's why I'm saying, sir.
It's very disheartening, sir. It is very disheartening. That is only I wanted to make this point.
In IBC committee, all are from the banking background. There is no one from the IT faculty. IP fraternity, then how we professional will be represented there?
Exactly, sir. This
Sir,
is
the
what is
problem,
happening.
sir, I would say the problem lies somewhere else. See,
Anyway, sir,
IBBI
we should not discuss.
IBBI has no
Thank you,
control
sir.
we should not
Thank you,
discuss.
sir. I
Yes,
just
sir,
wanted
yes.
to make a point. I think it is understood by all.
Yes.
But
Now,
this is the irony.
anything-
You said irony of IP, na, sir, Pankaj
Yes,
sir. So I think
sir. Anything
this
for
is another irony.
30B, 30C, any suggestion for?
Pankaj ji, here substantial variation means giving definition is the better option, sir.
Sir, 25%,
25%, sir, 25% substantial.
But where it is defined, sir?
Sir, substantial,
defined,
it is defined there already. Kindly see this. It is there.
Regulations.
Regulation 37, we should go resolution plan. I think it is elaborately explained. Very elaborated. 37, we don't think any amendment. Mandatory contents of the resolution plan 38, it is also okay. If you have any suggestion, then you can suggest.
36B.
36B, okay.
Which is very relevant.
Yeah, tell me, what is your suggestion?
Most important.
Regarding, I tell you, see, 36B, then it says about the non-refundable deposit should not be taken, but however, the performance guarantee need to be taken.
Sir, performance guarantee to whom you have to take? Successful PRA. From
Successful PRA, SRA. SRA. I'm talking about the SRA.
Successful resolution applicant.
Yeah, that particular section and that particular clause did not specify how much is the value.
Sir, that's between you and COC.
Fine.
That's case to case.
Fine. I'll come to the point. I'm coming to that point.
Yeah.
Whereas, kindly go through the Viceroy case rejection on June 19th. On what grounds it has been rejected? Though it is between the RP, COC and the RA.
Sir, different and pledge, different NCLT used to take different view on the same point of law.
So no, actually,
so we cannot make any comment on that.
No, sir. What I am telling is performance security is required. Performance guarantee is required, but not to the 100% of the plan amount.
No, that should not be there. That should not be there. 100% of plan amount. So kabhi hota hi nahi hai. It's never possible.
Kindly go through the Viceroy Hotel case.
Sir, that is a time period, sir. Viceroy Hotel is saying implementation period tak it should be extended karke. It is not there.
See, it should be extended to the implementation period. See, whatever be the percentage of performance guarantee, whether it is 5%, 10%, or 20% of what the plan amount, but the guarantee should exist for the entire period of implementation.
That's why I am saying that it depends upon the person who is delivering the justice. We cannot make a point on any decision of any court. Right? Then next, 36B, make any other point of suggestion? I don't think
36B is good enough, I think.
37, I think it is also okay. Resolution plan. Then 38
mandatory is also okay.
Mandatory contents is also okay. It's very deeply elaborated. Then approval of resolution plan, it's also okay. Practically, it is working.
Sir, regarding this, the resolution plan, acceptance, submission, and everything. If it is not complied the one under 32, RP, even if it is only one resolution plan, they say RPA has I think there is the duty bound to not to place it for voting. Correct?
Sorry, come again.
You see, if a resolution plan is non-compliant under section 32E, etc., and even if there is only one plan received, whether RP is duty bound to place it for voting.
No, sir, no,
sir. RP should reject it.
then you have to apply before NCLT, and so only provision is for liquidation.
It should be.
But now why I'm saying is, I'm just clarifying. They approached the NCLT
Yes,
again
sir,
and IBBI.
see, whatever opinion other people are taking, we cannot comment.
Yeah.
Practically or legally, it is there. And court, whatever decision court take, that's up to them.
That's right. Thank you.
We are dealing with only this legal provision. Sir, here the approval of resolution plan, I want to make one suggestion. In many cases, what happens, COC says once the resolution plan has been approved and put before the NCLT for approval, during that period, we will not pay the RP fees.
That is the
biggest problem.
That's the practical issues which many IPs are facing. So here my suggestion is, in the resolution plan, you should put it crystal clear words that during this period, RP shall get so much of fees till the approval of the resolution.
Sir, RP fee should be paid till resolution.
May I give one suggestion?
Yeah.
What I have done in my recent case, 1 or 2 cases,
Yeah,
I have
please.
in the resolution itself, I have written, say the so much and so much fees will be paid by to the resolution professional, resolution professional at the time of approval, till the approval of resolution plan by the adjudicating authority or liquidation order passed by the adjudicating authority.
That should be there. That should be there.
And
That's
that is
why I'm
approved by the
saying.
COC.
That's why I'm.
Yes, now their responsibility, because
That's why
what
I'm
happened,
saying.
it takes 1 year.
Yes,
after the
that
application is filed.
resolution must be passed to save your skin. Okay. Anyway, regulation.
Pankaj, also the timeline should be given for the approval of the resolution plan to AA.
Sir, is there any timeline applicable for adjudicating authority?
No applicable. 2-3 years it is pending.
That's why I'm saying now, even IBBI cannot direct the NCLT.
No, but there should be amendment in the law.
Sir, what you will do after amending the law?
Discretionary but not mandatory.
They can say ki appoint the required judges. One judge is taking three benches.
But we should understand the practical difficulty of each of the bench.
Yes, we should.
As you rightly said, each bench is taking 3 special benches.
We should talk practically, which is feasible and possible.
It is not possible, sir.
Yes. Now 39A, preservation of the records. Here, one question. COC always refuse if suppose 12A application has been filed after 5 months. But it will be the duty of the RP to keep the records of that proceeding for 8 years.
So this should be really shortened actually. It should not be for 8 long years.
Sir, 8 years. That's why I'm saying that should not be what's the purpose of 8 years.
No, moreover, there is storage problem is there, sir. Some of the hard copies, I have hired one flat for that. How long I can do this? This is
costing.
Sir, I have handled around 24-5 cases. I have 55 steel Almira's record, which I had to keep for 8 years.
Pankaj, this period should be reduced. Definitely, it should be reduced to maybe 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, but it cannot be more than that.
2 years
Sir,
or 3 years.
once either resolution or withdrawal of the case happens, the responsibility of RP in respect of records should be over.
It should be as per the period of the resolution plan. Once it is over, the record should not be.
Practically, it should be 3 years. I think it is sufficient.
Yeah.
Whether in liquidation, whether in CIRP, it
Yes.
should be 3 years.
Because
Otherwise,
limitation act also 3 years. After 3 years, anything is
and
invalid.
who will bear this cost of storing?
No, even if it is in soft copy, to store it in NESL, you have to make payment.
Obviously,
NESL is not just like that keeping things.
Even if it is 3 years, even if it is 3 years or 8 years, costing of preserving
Posting,
records
that's
also is
true.
there.
That's true. Yes, sir, that's true. Posting, but COC hesitate to bear this cost.
So who will bear? That is the problem.
Obviously, COC
Sir,
has to bear.
sir, clarity
If
should
I'm-
be given, sir. Clarity should be given. The
clarity should be
preservation
given.
of records के लिए COC has to be incur the it is cost CIRP cost.
It should be CIRP cost, sir.
CIRP cost में it should be included specifically, sir, for preservation of the records.
Because if I
Whatever
am
be the
keeping in
cost.
my office, there is no place to sit for myself also.
Sir, that's what CIRP cost, liquidation cost definition में specifically record preservation के लिए costing should be allowed करके it should be included, sir. Because I am also, everybody is facing same problem.
Yes.
Sir, one more point lacks clarity with regard to preservation of records. The thing is, whether it is only the CIRP records or it, with respect to records of the corporate debtor.
No, ma'am, it is already mentioned under regulation what record you have to keep for 8 years.
Yeah.
And one more thing is the physical records, whatever is required, we are preserving. What happened to the other records which is not required? Can we destroy or we should dispose it off to the waste marked?
Ma'am, if it is CIRP and resolution plan has been approved, then you have to return those records to the corporate debtor, to the new RA. And if it converted into the liquidation, then for liquidation record you have to keep.
The records make, sir, I am Sudhakar from Hyderabad, sir.
Yeah.
The record maintenance is to be taken from the date of CRP or date of liquidation. Which date, sir? 3 years?
Sir, after the order from the Honorable Adjudicating Authority.
From the date of
order.
Order.
Order of passing of resolution plan or order of the dissolution of the company.
A previous record also we have to maintain this, sir.
Previous record.
Commencement, since commencement we have to maintain
Since
all
commencement.
If we take the date of commencement, some cases are going on for in one case liquidation, it is going on for the last 2 years, 8 months.
Sir,
And again it is extended to 9 months.
You have
Then
to
the
keep.
3 years will be over. From
Yes,
the date.
yes, you have to keep. You have to keep since commencement of the CR.
That is what I am asking, sir. It
Yes,
should be, we have to take the date of commencement, not the date of resolution
Exactly.
plan.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
Sir,
what about previous records, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, I have one thing to add to this, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
since when there is a change in RP or the liquidator, now whose responsibility is it to maintain the records?
Sir, during that period, if previous RP has will keep for his period, and new RP will keep for his period.
Simple, it is decided now.
Sir, in that case, the previous RP who has exited the process now, how will he bear the cost, sir, for 8 years?
He will charge from the COC. That will be the part of CIRP cost.
Okay, sir.
That should be included.
Yes, 39 BA assessment of compromise arrangement.
Pankaj, I think there should be a provision for specific inclusion of this cost or maintenance of records in the CIRP cost.
So I have mentioned this. 39 BA assessment of compromise and arrangement. I don't think 39.
So just one question is it clear that compromise and arrangement is possible even from entities who are not members of the corporate debtor, from third parties?
Yeah, it is possible.
Possible.
Okay.
It's a part of plan, na?
Sure. Okay.
39C, sale as a going concern, I don't think there is anything.
Sir, one small thing, sir. Assessment of, okay, that may be come in liquidation. Going concern.
39D, fee for the liquidator, I think it is okay.
Sir, no, sir. There is one requirement, sir. Like CIRP, whatever be the minimum fees is mentioned. Like liquidation also, regulation 4 fees should be minimum करके होना चाहिए, sir. Otherwise, everybody is bargaining, take 10%, 5% of table A.
Sir,
It's
also
for table only.
Also,
only
sir,
table fees is minimum. That is very much required, sir. Nowadays, 10% of table we will give because another IP is accepting for 7% of.
Ashwarya ji, It's again, I am saying it is depending upon the ethics of the IP. In one of the cases, one of the matter, SBI asked for the quotation, and we 3 IPs has been chosen, and matter was around 1500 crore that was there. I gave X amount, B gave Y amount, and Mr. A gave the minimum amount what the IBVI has proposed, 3,50,000 rupees whatsoever. Then SBI people asked during the meeting, what will be the other cost, appointment of professionals, appointment of advocates. That gentleman, just to take the case, said, sir, this fees includes all other expenses. So what will you do? So even specifically SBI people asked, you had to appoint, there were 2 units, one in UP, one in South India. You had to appoint the consultant for both of units. How will you manage? Answer was this, sir, we have the in-house team, we will manage. आप एक बार केस दीजिए, बाकी का काम हमारा है. So we cannot do anything. That's our ethics we have to follow.
Sir, regarding 39B, regarding 39B, compromise, as per new regulation 37EM, the individual, I mean, in the case of relation and association, wanted that, but failed. Later, they come for a settlement, but as a separate party for one unit, can they go for a compromise arrangement? I think it has to be by way of a holistic approach for a compromise arrangement. Am I right?
Right, sir.
Pankaj sir, I have one observation on the liquidator.
Please.
Sir, like in my case, the liquidation, during liquidation, the company was sold as a going concern.
Okay.
In the month of September 2022.
Okay.
So Regulation 4 is not applicable to us for the payment of fees. But even until today, as I'm talking, there are 25 cases which are pending against this and we are fighting for it.
Okay.
So how do we decide the fees of the liquidator in this scenario?
And you have to fix the lump sum fees for all the cases, and which you have to tell to the SEC.
Sir, I'm asking the fees of the liquidator, sir.
That's why I'm saying, ma'am. Legal fees along with the liquidator fees.
How it has to be decided, sir?
That you and SEC has to decide, ma'am.
Once the company is sold as a going concern, there is no SEC, no, sir.
Then you have to make it clear before selling the company.
Generally, after sale, after order came, then liquidator even attended, there is no fees will be paid. Only as sir told you, councils ke liye fixed lump sum fees only they will pay.
No, Madhu, my case is very different. You know it, right?
No, madam, we are also facing same. I have sold to 6 companies in liquidation mein going concern.
But you were the liquidator for the entire period, right? In my case, after the company was sold as a going concern, I was appointed as liquidator.
You go to SEC and ask for
never
fees.
applicable to me.
No, ma'am, then you can file application.
NCLT.
That has been pending for 8 months, sir. I have already
No problem, you will get fees.
That we cannot do anything.
Beyond NCLT, nothing can be done.
The table 4,
okay.
table 4A.
Regulation 40, I think timeline is okay.
Sir. Table 4 of liquidation. Whether SEC
we will discuss during liquidation. Table 4 we will discuss.
But I thought you are discussing liquidation, no? No.
Model timeline for corporate CIRP.
40A.
40A. Any suggestion?
I have one query in 40A regarding timeline of provisional list and final list. 40A.
I think completion of CIRP as we discussed, 45 days should be there.
Here, provisional list is within 10 days from the last date of receipt is 85. objection 90, then final list is 100.
Right.
But it is written as within 10 days of receipt of objections. 1 second. There was some confusion.
Actually, it is issue of RFRP, including evaluation matrix and IM. That is within 5 days of the issue of the provisional list. That means it has to come as 90, not 105. T plus 105. That has to be amended.
Regulation 30B now.
Yeah, timelines.
Timelines within 5 days of issue of the provisional list, T plus 105.
Yeah, that is T plus 105 is wrong actually. T plus 90.
T plus 90 should be there.
Yeah.
Yes. True.
I think in the recent discussion paper, they have taken care of that. They have taken care of this discrepancy.
Yes. Filing of forms, that is okay. That's for compliance purpose only.
No, sir. In CIRP 6 form, there is actually 1 second, sir. One problem is in respect of CIRP 7. For example, one non-compliance is there. We have filed the form. Another non-compliance came 5 days later. Later, but we cannot file the form till next month. That and next month when first CIRP 7 is due, in that form itself we have to include. So we have to mandatorily pay the fees. Sorry, am I clear?
Actually, it is better to remove the timeline. Within 3 days only that the form will be opened for the submission. So the timeline has to be removed so that any non-compliance as and when we can file that form 7.
It should be like that, Hona chahiye, sir.
Yes. It should be like that only.
Otherwise, for remembrance ke liye, it is a test rather than compliance ke liye.
CIRP 7 timeline shall be amended.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And no monthly repetition should not be there, sir.
If in a month there is 2 violations, then there is no. Then CIRP.
Every month we are filing the same issues.
Sir, monthly repetition should not be there, sir.
Right. Chika, we are noted.
Make it once we do that.
Yes, whenever.
As far as
it comes, it can be
do
filed.
one thing. Madhusudanji, do one thing. You can write a mail also.
Okay.
So
I will also write.
Yes, please.
Most of the IPs also, not only me, we will write couple of people requesting to all other people also to write.
Just give your suggestion. That's
yes, sir. Okay.
So
okay.
That point shall be taken care.
Okay, you are saying mail to you, sir.
Mail to ICSI IIP.
Okay,
Nikita, share your email ID.
Okay.
I think every individual can also go and give the points for this discussion.
Yes. Whosoever want to send the mail or
can also give the input on that.
Yes. In last meeting, I also said if there is any suggestion, then kindly write a mail to ICSI IIP.
Yes, sir.
And we will incorporate the suggestions.
Yes, sir.
And send to the IBBI. Nikita,
yes,
kindly shares your email ID.
Yeah, she shared.
Okay. Now, regulations, I think it is all over 40C special provision relating to that is not anything. Decision of liquidation, that's okay. Then form, there should be any correction in form? Any suggestions? I think forms are okay.
Regarding Form G, earlier Form G, actually we used to have so many details. So the updated Form G, it should be continued with the same. After date for submission of objections, there is no details like last date for submission of resolution plan. Nothing is mentioned.
Okay.
So that has to be taken care in the Form
That
G.
is the better from investor's point of view.
Okay. One point is there, sir.
Yeah.
In respect of this CIRP forms, the timeline requires that the IM is to be submitted within 95 days.
Right.
And
that has to be amended.
There in CIRP 7 form, it is saying that you have to file if the IM is not issued within 51 days.
CRP form should be amended, na?
Yes.
Yeah.
CRP 7 amendment.
CIRP 7 amendment, sir.
Right.
Sir, in one more observation, sir. For example, any due date is fallen today, assume 28. 30 days should be, after 30 days, they can levy the fees. Or, for example, if I file the form on 1st July, it will take 2 months ka fees. This is also not at all correct, sir. So we will put our, I am requesting, we will put our recommendation.
Yeah, you may please write, but you think the government is not paying anything to IBBI and they are saying you are self-sufficient people. I have met Mr. Mittal a lot of time and they show their inability. Okay. We are fetching our salary from your fees and expenses.
Okay.
Anyway, so now I think CIRP regulations are over. Even then, if there is any suggestions, then I will request all the honorable members.
In case of one minute, in case of that Form A,
yeah,
there are email ID of the for communication is mentioned, and also the email ID of the which is registered with IBBI is also to be mentioned. What happens is we get all unsolicited emails on both the email IDs.
Right.
Whether
So
the registered email ID is to be dropped.
Yes. Vaishali, you can give your suggestion, please. Over mail, Nikita has shared the email ID.
Yes.
So I humbly request all the participants to give their suggestion over mail also. Whether it is 1 suggestion, 2 suggestion, 5 suggestion, whatsoever it may be. So now I think CIRP is over. Now, Nikita, kindly share the fast track regulations. So, though time is moving fast. Yeah. So, anyone will suggest what is the purpose of bringing this fast track process? Practically, it has happened anytime with any of your clients. Yeah, you people has dealt any case?
So there have been cases in the news, which, a couple of cases went in for fast track. I think JET was one, ARCOM was another, but none of them ultimately turned out to be fast track. So this, appears to be superfluous. Like if the normal CIRP itself can adhere to timelines, that will be more than enough than having a separate fast track.
Exactly. And what's the purpose of bringing this fast track? Whom this fast track will help? MSME companies?
MSME.
Right. Now the limit has been increased from 1 lakh to 1 crore. So practically fast track is feasible for any big size company. I don't think there is any viable results are coming out from this fast track.
Look at the statistics.
Right. In fact, it should
Look
be
at the
dropped.
statistics. What earlier fast track, how many cases were admitted, and whether they have adhered to the fast track timelines.
That's why I'm saying, is there any need of fast track?
Otherwise, trigger amount to be changed.
I don't see any need for the fast track.
There is no need. There is no need.
I don't see any need for that. Because the regular CIRP itself is pressing.
You can write, all of you can write mail to ICSI IIP so that we can give this suggestion to IBBI.
For MSME, sir.
Fast, even if you are doing this fast track, no order is coming. So this track is itself is fastest track.
No, even in this
in the same way,
to keep the timelines.
In the same way, pre-packed insolvency.
Yes, sir.
I don't think it is practically feasible in India.
Hardly hand counts have been admitted, to my knowledge.
What's the use of bringing such type of regulation? In spite of that, we should strengthen the existing regulation of CIRP and liquidation.
Existing group insolvency, cross-border insolvency, that is the good area.
Before cross-border, group insolvency is must.
The must.
Now what happens in builder case, land is in some other name and there is some builder buyer agreement, developer is someone else, home buyers give payment to third party.
Some other account, different account is involved.
So we cannot involve all these parties. So that is the situation. So I don't think, Nikita, shall we discuss this fast track regulation when all of participant has the views that there is no use of fast track?
Fast track is not
Sir,
used.
we will mention in the the inputs which will give to IBP that the IPs are of opinion that fast track regulations are actually
every
not.
IP, I have requested the participant to give the mail so that you must have a bundle of mails to represent before the IBBI.
Not only fast track, pre-packed also.
Pre-packed also.
PPIRP.
The pre-pack
But
will
pre-pack is of use. I mean, in the
Yes.
future, at least we hope that something will come out of it, and
And
it is. Yeah.
for pre-pack also, see, nowadays what is happening, bankers are using the SIRP as a tool for recovery. They are realizing that their recovery through IBC is very less, 10%, 15%. So in spite of going this cumbersome process, we will restructure the loan.
ODS.
We will do the OTS. Otherwise, bankers are giving only those cases to IBC where some fraudulent angles are there, where the CD has taken the loan on debtors and stocks are not there. So in those cases are coming with IBC.
Now bankers have become very smart.
That's why I'm saying, no?
So in that case, even pre-package has lost its utility basically.
Obviously, in my view, it's not practical feasible.
So rather than on these issues, there are two very important aspects. Group insolvency is very, very important, and then cross-border.
Group insolvency and first of all, regulation on COC.
Regulation on COC, yes, of course.
That
Code
is
of conduct.
Check on the COC, check on COC.
Check on the COC, taming on the COC. Now
Right.
COC is not transferable to anyone.
Sir, code of conduct can be imposed
Code
through
of conduct
RBI
of
only.
COC.
Section
Right
53 rainbow judgment. That is also pending since long.
That's why I'm saying IBBI says COC is not under our control. NCLT
Regulator.
says we cannot challenge the commercial wisdom of the COC. Then it is the only IP who has been bounded by the four corners, from every corners.
Very surprisingly, the Supreme Court in SR Steel, right from SR Steel to all the judgments, says ki commercial wisdom of COC, paramount consideration of COC, etc. Still, there are many actions where the IP is facing the ire of what is being done by COC. The COC could not have taken this thing. COC could not have, the IP should have taken.
One of the matter of the PNB, there was a single bank matter. PNB was the bank. The security which was mortgaged with the bank was totally fraudulent security. You cannot bifurcate. That is, land is not identifiable. It's not bifurcation is there. No mutation is there. Even DM has refused to take the possession under SFSC because there is no clear which part of land of this Kasra belongs to this company. Right. Then I raised the question before the bank, how you disburse the loan? Why did not you check at the time of lending that security is not proper? I recommended for the inquiry from some CBI or I think proper authority. In next meeting, the bank asked to change the RP. Even that same bank has appointed me as the IRP.
Bank will say. In one, I don't know why the bank. Sometimes bank function in such a hilarious manner. In one of the matters, where the PNB bank, some other bank has appointed me as an IRP in the matter. And what happened, I have taken very fast steps, as a result of which what happened, the CD came with the compromise proposal. With the compromise proposal, he was actually ready to compromise the matter. Only for the sake of fee, they actually offer very less fees, bankers. They try to offer very less fee. So I was not agreeing on this point. Whatever has agreed between the proposer was different. They were also the institutions. So that was the reliance. They proposed better fees. So bank has not agreed. Then what happened? The case is still pending for 3 years. And nothing has happened. 3-4 years. And they are not paying the fee to that RP and liquidator also. This is again creating a lot of trouble to the entire process.
Yes. That's why I'm saying. Anyway, I think we have discussed a lot on CIRP process, and I will like to request everyone again to send the suggestions over mail also. So it will help us.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, Pankaj. Thank
Sir,
you.
just one question.
Thank you.
Just one question about what you said about CBI just now, if I may.
Yeah, please.
There is some criticism in a CIRP which I am doing, that I have not got ED and CBI before a promoter. And I had told them, look, my job is to identify suspicious transactions, put section 40, that type of application before NCLT, till they pass the order, which they are disputing. I cannot be taking this to other forum. So I'm a little curious how you got CBI. I mean, I thought we can go to NCLT once we get an order. After that, we can escalate.
First of all, we have to pass the resolution for inquiry and all.
Correct.
In COC only, you have to pass the resolution. Directly, you cannot approach. After passing the resolution, you have to apply the NCLT.
Yes.
Then only you can do.
Correct.
In my case, I have put the resolution for voting.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Very important.
Anyway, thank you all.
Pankaj, one thing.
Yeah,
can we have these sessions twice a week rather than every Wednesday?
Sir, that you can suggest to the ICSI IIP.
Nitika is there, Nitika?
Sir, actually, this has already been decided. So let's complete this series and then maybe we can start as per your suggestion.
It's too long a gap, then we can have a quick suggestions and send to IBBI as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
I think 2 days a week is feasible. I think you can send a mail.
They have given a week time to ponder over the
device flyer.
There is no bar for you to send your comments online at any time. You need not wait for 1 week for this.
So you can give any suggestion from any part of the code, any regulations. In the meantime, this process will be carried on.
Yes, sir. And sir, we'll do one thing since the CIRP regulations has been completed. So I'll share the minutes of these 2 webinar series, and then you all can provide your inputs on that already discussed items. So the CIRP regulations will be closed, and then we'll move to liquidation.
That will be fruitful.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you all for your patient suggestions.
Thank you very much, sir.
And one more thing I would like to mention here, that regarding many people are asking about the CPRs. So we have already emailed the insolvency professionals who have attended the last Wednesday session. And if you have not got that email, so maybe you can reach out to me. I'll clarify. Plus, we are providing CP to only those IPs who have attended the full session. If you have attended only half-an-hour session or 45-minute session, then the CP will not be granted. So this, we have made sure that you have attended the complete 1.5-hour session.
Compulsory attendance is mandatory.
Sir, actually, yes, sir. Actually, anyway, we are giving the CP, so we just want the IPs to be fully attended.
I appreciate.
Thank you, Nitika. Thank you,
everyone.
Excellent.
Sometimes it happens, Nitika, due to some connectivity issue, the connection is lost for 5 to 10 minutes only.
That is okay for 5-10 minutes. We are not calculating, but we want the IPs to be present in the session.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Nitika, basically, you want to convey IP should be present throughout the session.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Not at the beginning and marking the attendance.
Yes.
Ashuji, VIP are the pillar of this IBC code. And IBBI has
Sir, I was
asked
listening.
suggestions
I was
from
listening to you.
the
Throughout the
IBBI has
session, I
asked
was enjoying
suggestions
you
from.
thoroughly.
Yes, you are there. Thank you.
It was wonderful. I really appreciate the efforts of our IPA. For the first time, I'm enjoying this,
Okay.
It's wonderful.
Now you are the torch bearer. You should.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Ji. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, very good.